Today, we are talking about something most women completely overlook when trying to conceive, and it might be the reason you're not getting answers. I'm breaking down why cervical mucus matters more than ovulation tracking devices, what your body is actually trying to tell you, and how to stop guessing and start understanding your fertility. Grab a notebook. This one you'll want to come back to. Do you long to get pregnant and trust your body again? Do you feel exhausted by the month after month cycle of hope and disappointment? Do you carry that creeping sense of failure? The fear that your body just isn't working the way that it should? If so, I'm so glad that you're here, my friend. Hi, I'm Mariana, a wife, mom, and a fertility care practitioner. After years of confusion and heartache, I learned how to understand my cycle with clarity and move towards pregnancy naturally by following a real system instead of guessing. This is Fertile Window Lab. If you're ready for real clarity about your cycle, a simple method that works, and less pressure from predictions, alarms, and fertility gymnastics, sit down the sticks, pop in your earbuds, and let's make sense of your fertility together. I want to start today sharing a story because I have a feeling this is more familiar than many women are willing to admit. It starts like this. I'm 30 years old and I always feel like I'm running out of time trying to conceive. I've been told many different things by different doctors. Some said I was perfectly fine. Others dismissed my concerns completely. It wasn't until I finally saw a fertility specialist I got a confirmation. I do have PCOS. But what has been the hardest isn't even the diagnosis, it's my cycles. I have the most irregular periods. I can go months, even years without one, unless I'm given something hormonal to make it happen. The longest I gone is 3 years. And when it does come, it's heavy, overwhelming, and it comes with so many symptoms. I feel like I'm the only one dealing with something like this. I wish I had looked into it sooner. I wish it wasn't so expensive to just get help. And now I'm here, trying to figure out if there's a way to actually understand my body, track ovulation, and maybe, just maybe, do this naturally with my husband. And a story. This story is more common than we think. And if you're listening to this and thinking, this sounds like me, what I don't want for you is to spend the next 2, 3, 5 years going in circles, being told different things, trying random solutions, and still not having real answers. Because time doesn't just pass, patterns continue. And today, instead of staring at diagnosis like PCOS, I want you to start understanding. Because what this woman is experiencing is not just a condition, it's a pattern I see over and over again. One of the most frustrating parts of this journey is how long it takes to get real answers. Being dismissed, being told you're fine, or being pushed into expensive treatments without full understanding. And here is part of the problem. Not all women with PCOS look the same. In my practice, I have seen women who cycle every month, women with irregular cycles, and women who do not cycle at all. Same condition, completely different presentations. And this is exactly why so many women fall through the cracks. Because if your symptoms don't match the narrow definition, you get overlooked. Or worse, you get managed but not actually understood. And when it comes to fertility, there are several reasons why PCOS can make things more difficult. First, ovulation may not happen regularly, so the opportunities for conception are simply fewer. Second, even when ovulation happens, it is often not optimal. Think of it like an egg that didn't fully mature before being released. Third, conditions like endometriosis are commonly seen alongside with PCOS. Fourth, many women with PCOS have limited cervical mucus. And fifth, hormonal patterns often show that ovulation and post-ovulatory phase are not functioning well, often alongside things like insulin resistance. So what happens next for a woman is that they're given medication to force ovulation. without fully understanding why the body isn't ovulating in the first place. And that's the critical gap. Because if you don't understand the root, you're not restoring function. You're working around it. So what do most women get? A quick prescription to induce ovulation. And while that can help some, about 30% will conceive this way. But many are resistant to the medication. And most are never told that these medications can also reduce cervical mucus, which is essential for fertility. I want to slow down for a moment here because this is something almost no one explains well. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your body during the menstrual cycle. Your ovaries are where the eggs are mature and released. Early in the cycle, your body selects one egg and that egg develops into a follicle, which is like a small fluid sac. And that follicle grows and produces estrogen. Now, here's the part most people miss. Estrogen stimulates your cervix to produce cervical mucus. So cervical mucus is not random. It's a direct sign that your body is preparing for ovulation. Think of cervical mucus like a gateway, even a valve. When the valve is open, meaning fertile mucus is present and the sperm can enter, survive, and reach the egg. When the valve is closed, there is no mucus and the sperm can't survive. It's that simple. So if cervical mucus is missing, limited, or poor quality, you could be ovulating, you could have healthy sperm, and conception still becomes incredibly difficult. Not because something is mysteriously wrong, but because a key piece of the system isn't being supported. After ovulation, progesterone takes over. This hormone supports the uterine lining and prepares everything for implantation. So when we talk about fertility, it's not just good eggs or good sperm. It's also good cervical mucus. And this is why tracking cervical mucus is one of the most accurate ways to understand your fertility. We're not guessing. We're not relying on a device or an app, but actually reading your body. Because here's the truth. No device can interpret your body for you. Technology can give you data, but it cannot give you understanding. This is where having guidance matters, because understanding your body is one thing, being able to interpret it correctly and act on it is another one. And that's what I walk women through inside my fertility clarity sessions, helping you actually understand what your body's saying, not just react to it. So you're not left guessing, second guessing, or starting over every few months. Because most women are not lacking effort. They're lacking interpretation. They're doing everything they've been told, but no one has actually taught them how to read what their body's doing. And that's the gap I help close. Now, let's talk about something deeper, the feeling of I'm running out of time, or I wish I started sooner. This isn't just physical, it's emotional and cultural. Because urgency without understanding leads to fear-based decisions, and fear often disconnects you from your body even more. And when you feel like time is slipping, it's very tempting to just do something, anything. So you don't feel like you're standing still, but movement without direction can delay you even more. And here's what I want you to hold on to. Whatever you are right now, that's your starting point. Let's be honest. Many women are either dismissed or fast-tracked into expensive intervention. You're fine. Just take this. Come back when you're ready for IVF. And there is very little space between for true investigation. So ask yourself, have I had comprehensive testing? Thyroid, insulin resistant, full hormonal panels? Has endometriosis been considered? Has my husband had a sperm analysis? And if you're taking medication, how do you know it's actually working? Because real restorative care doesn't guess and monitor. The doctors that I work with don't just induce ovulation. They use ultrasound to measure follicle development and evaluate the quality of the ovulation. If no one has walked you through a clear explanation of what's happening in your body, that is not a complete evaluation. If treatment started before full investigation, that is not comprehensive care. Because every cycle without answers, it is a missed opportunity to understand and support what your body is trying to do. Now that you understand how important cervical mucus is, learning to observe and interpret it is key. This is where a system like the Cradle model comes in. It teaches you when your body is preparing to ovulate, if ovulation actually happened, and what your biomarkers are saying about your health. This is completely different level of awareness. and it allows your medical care to be targeted, not trial and error. An app cannot tell you if ovulation was healthy. A device cannot tell you if your hormones supported implantation by your biomarker scan. And that gives you confidence in what your body's doing. I know this can feel like a lot. There is so much information, so many options, and it's easy to get stuck in research mode. But clarity comes from action. So here's what I want you to do. Write down your next best step, not 10 steps, just one, and take it. Because healing doesn't come from consuming more information. It happens from choosing a path and staying with it. You don't need more information right now. You need direction. And direction starts with one decision. And I want to remind you, your body's not failing you. It's giving you information. The question is, are you being guided to understand it? You don't have to keep guessing. You don't have to keep waiting. There is a path forward, one that is rooted in clarity. And clarity changes everything. I'll see you next week.
I'm my mama's little fertility helper. If this episode has helped you or if you feel a little more hopeful, leave a review. She'll love it.
Hi, DTC Warrior. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, please leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts. It truly helps to get this show into ears of more women who need it. And be sure to sign up for my weekly encouragement, tips, and insights straight to your inbox. I promise to keep it practical, hopeful, and faith-friendly. All right, I'm off to tacos, chocolate, and try my cycle. I'll meet you back here next week. Bye.